Right. Welcome to the third episode of whatever this is, which we still don't have an official name for because we're too lazy to WhatsApp each other and
No, I
decide.
just
Make a
no,
decision.
just
Make a
remind.
decision, Reza.
I
Like,
just need to reminder. I just need a reminder. I forget to think about it. I forget to think. And then yeah, I'll start racking my brains. But yeah. I always the last time I remembered was last week. Anyway, right?
last time you remember was
Yeah,
like this time
yeah.
last week,
I know.
literally, which was at the thing. Right. Yeah, I'm making it a responsibility. I'm not very good at naming things.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Hence the boring name of the company that we're just talking about, JCM. As you can see, exhibit number one.
hmm
Are you fasting?
Wow. I just feel on the spot now. I don't. This is so.
Reza, are you fasting? Tell me the truth. Be
This,
honest.
yes, I am fasting. Yeah. What more
Oh,
do you
wow.
want? Do
Congratulations.
you want proof?
I want
Do you want
evidence.
evidence?
Don't drink water. Stop. Don't drink any tea. Don't eat anything.
hmm Or
I said this point.
if you smell my breath, then you
No,
know
no,
I'm
I don't want
fasting.
to smell your breath. You're right.
You know,
I'll
you
smell
know
it
I'm
from here.
fasting.
Let's mention the microphone.
You know I'm fasting then.
You know what I want? What I really want? Um, it's a miswak, and I can't find it anywhere. Why is it so difficult in an Arab country to find miswak?
You know what? I haven't actually looked. Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
That shouldn't be. It
I
should
want to be one of
be.
these cool like uncle types who's just like
It should be. I
as you're
don't
on a
know.
call, this is a random stick, it's not miswak.
I've
Just sit
seen
there
Miss.
going,
I've seen Miswak toothpaste, but I've not
that's
actually
just
seen a
stupid.
Miswak.
I hate things like that. It's like something perfect. Do you know what really annoys me, right?
Yeah.
When they get dates, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
A by nature sweet tasting
Mm-mm.
good thing,
Yeah, and
right?
they
It's
stick more in.
built right in. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's
Yeah.
designed pretty perfectly, right? It grows on a nice tree, comes in big bunches. They
Mm-hmm.
dry
Mm.
it. It goes
Mm.
sweet, and you open
Mm.
your fast, you eat it. Yeah, so eat 3 or 4. It's
Mm.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they start sticking things into it?
Mm.
It's like they cut it open
To
and
make
stick like what was it? What's
how
that?
many?
Those little red things?
I've
Saffron.
never
Why
seen
do they
that.
put saffron in it?
They put saffron in it. I haven't tried
There's no
that.
need
Well,
for that.
I don't. I
Cardamom,
avoid those.
pistachio.
I avoid those 'cause they're all nuts. I avoid anything
Oh
with
yeah, the nuts.
any dates with stuff in it. I just
You don't
don't.
like people who are nuts, which is
No.
I think pretty reasonable.
So I those stuffed up dates I don't even bother.
I don't believe in those stuff. Really. I think they might be like maybe even makruh or something. No, stuff really can't say that in it.
You
Can't say that.
can't say.
Can't say that. Take that
You
back.
just according to your
That's the.
opinion. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
start again now.
Okay.
I thought the funny joke.
And now
Where the
you're
guy
gonna
goes.
start again. You're gone.
The guy goes. Maybe we'll start again after this. The guy goes. Oh, my brother, he was trying to fast, and he made it to 1 o'clock, and but so he served chocolate, and then he couldn't take it. He had to eat the chocolate. It was really cute, sweet. And the other guy goes, "Oh, that's so cute. How old is he?" And the guy goes,
Yeah.
26.
Yeah.
Day 3.
Yeah.
How's it
Of
going so
what?
far? Of what? Of Ramadan?
Wait a minute, the Big
Are
Brother
you
house.
fasting? Are you sure you're fasting?
Be quiet.
Can we make a definitive
What?
opinion on
How?
that?
How do you make it definitive?
I
If I
don't
said
know.
I'm fasting, I'm fasting. I don't know what else. What else
Ooh.
you want? Is there a
Yeah, because it's a
certificate?
bit of a catch-22. Because if you lie, then your fast probably not going to count for much anyway. So you might as well tell the truth. Because if you
Lying,
tell the
lying,
truth,
lying does not break your fast. By the way,
are you sure?
yes, I'm sure there's very specific things that break your fast. Okay, lying is not one
What
of
about
them.
swearing?
Even swearing doesn't. I mean, it lessens the reward. But like
Right.
all that stuff we get told as kids, like if you fart, you break your fast or some rubbish like that. No,
Who told you that?
just say. I'm just saying,
What?
like,
Hold on, back up. Who told you that? That's bang out of order.
there's only the specific things that break your wudu and break your fast, like, and then just people just add on random stuff.
I was going to say
Oh,
something really bad, but I won't say. Because
like
fast.
my mom's like, if you look at the TV, it breaks your fast. I'm like, what?
What if the TV's not on?
Exactly.
The TV's not on, and you look at it. Oh shit! Look, there's the TV on the wall. Um, Yeah, so day 3, how's it going so far?
It's okay, alhamdulillah. Surprisingly, first day was cool. I've started doing something because obviously still have to go work. I don't have a nap after suhoor. I just stay up and just go to work like really early. Because there's
Like a
nothing else to
trooper,
do.
like a legend.
Um, because I actually feel better than when I try and take a 1 hour nap, which is pointless.
You don't
It's
really
just
sleep. You
it's
just
a
kind of just like
horrible,
lying there.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a horrible, and you just wake up tired and you just feel horrible. But I've started doing that, and I feel much better for it actually. So I'm not stressing about sleep, um, which I may, when you don't worry about something,
Yeah,
when
it's easier.
you kind of it's easier. So when you don't worry about eating, which I don't, I find it easier. But
But
yeah.
there's Islamically, there's supposed to be more barakah in like not worrying.
Yeah, well, alhamdulillah then, because like, when you're not fasting, you're kind of thinking as soon as like lunch is like when you normally have lunch, and as soon as like after that or around that time, you're like, I need to eat, I need to eat. I feel like that.
I'm
You
trying to think on where I got that from. Yeah, so there's this thing in when the Prophet ﷺ passed away,
mm,
in the house there was nothing, right?
yeah, yeah,
He said to Hazrat
mm,
radiallahu ta'ala anha, that what have we
mm,
got in the house, and
mm,
she
mm,
said like we got 7 silver coins, and he went, go give
mm,
that away. And then he
mm,
kind of like went out of consciousness, and then he came
mm,
back to, and he went, so first thing he said, he goes, have you got rid of it? And she was like,
mm,
well, no, my husband's dying, I got more concerned. She went, no, no, no,
mm,
go get rid of it now. So he got rid of it, and basically, so there's nothing in the house, right?
mm,
There's the only thing to eat in the house was a few dates and like barley in
mm, yeah,
a sack that was up on
yeah,
the.
yeah,
It was like because obviously they didn't put things on the floor because you would get
mm,
rodents and stuff, so they would hang things up. So there's a bag, a
okay, yeah,
leather bag that it was
yeah,
up
yeah,
like this. So then as Aisha goes, she goes, and the bag's only small, and she goes, like
mm-hmm,
literally for months I
mm-hmm,
took barley from that bag,
and it kept coming.
and it never reduced. And she
Yeah,
goes, I don't
yeah, yeah.
understand. And then one day I took it down and looked at
Mm-hmm.
it, and there was a little
Mm-mm.
bit left. Next day it was finished.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because apparently, just as someone said, there's barakah in just relying on God and not keep looking,
That's crazy. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I was like, wow, okay. So maybe you shouldn't kind of always be in certain things, be overly kind of
Yeah.
analytical of where is it coming from? Is it there? Is it not there? What's going on?
That
I think sometimes,
baraka, you're right. That baraka, it just comes from somewhere. Sometimes, like give you example. There's so many examples of baraka or things, but sometimes someone could give you something as a gift, and you just think, oh, it's just a gift, yeah. But sometimes it's baraka in the gift because you end up using that thing, whatever it is,
yeah,
like for ages, for years, and you
yeah.
never realize, and you think, wow, this thing has a lot of
A
baraka.
prayer mat.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this friend of my wife's gave us 2 prayer mats, right?
Mm,
One his
mm,
and hers,
mm.
both pink, but I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I'm okay with my masculinity. I've got an issue with that. I swear I've been using it for 10 years.
That's mad, yeah.
Right.
Mm,
And before it'd be like, oh, there's a prayer mat there, there's a prayer mat
mm,
there,
mm,
buy a
mm,
prayer mat.
mm, mm,
For some reason, that is the prayer mat I always use.
mm, mm, mm,
And that sister is very lucky, obviously, because every
mhm.
time I get prayed, she gets some reward for it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's
yeah,
some
yeah.
barakah in it for her and for me, because
Mm,
obviously
mm,
that's the prayer mat that we use.
mm, mm.
And sometimes, sorry, say what you're saying.
Go on, go on. I'm still talking about Baraka.
So
Go on.
sometimes there's like things turn up when you need them
Yes. Yeah,
just randomly, which is really interesting.
yeah.
So
Mm,
I'll
mm,
tell you a
mm,
story. I remember in the place that we lived before, there is the sink was a bit rubbish. I don't know who'd put it
mm,
together, but it would get blocked up quite a lot.
mm, mhm,
And one time it got blocked up, and I
mm,
opened the top,
mm,
and there was nothing in it.
mm,
And I did everything I understood. I kind of
mhm,
got a plunger, I did all that stuff, and I was like, oh, what the hell? Now there's
mm,
water standing in the sink.
mm, mm,
And I was like really annoyed. I was like,
mm.
I was like, what kind of man am I that can't even fix a sink?
Yeah.
I'm rubbish. And on the wall we had this thing with the names of the prophet. Sorry, the names
Mm,
of Allah, right?
mm,
And I'm just gonna in the background because obviously I don't remember them all.
mm, mm,
99 names. Yeah, and it it's we had this thing, and my eye just rested on one name, and I'm trying to remember what name it is. It's look amongst yourselves.
mm.
Uh, it's like the fulfiller of needs or something like
Okay, okay.
that, right?
Oh,
But,
one of the, okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I know. I
hero of
stop.
grace, or hearing, al-basir, just, all knowing, the ever providing. Maybe it was
Ever
ar-razaq.
providing.
It was
Yeah,
either
yeah,
ar-razaq or it
yeah,
was al-fatah, which
yeah.
is the opener or the remover of difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Might be another one. It was something like that, and I just
Mm-hmm.
fell on this one name, and I went, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, using that name, please help me sort this." And then obviously forgot all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, I got a knock on the door, and I go, "Yeah, sorry, can I help?" And some random daughter goes, "Oh, I'm a plumber. We've had a complaint that there's water going like somewhere else, and it's coming from here." And I'm like, "Really?" And I went, he goes, "Have you got any kind of leakages or blockages?" And I went, "I haven't got any leakages, but my sink's blocked."
Mm-hmm.
He just came and fixed it.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, I go, "Sorry, mate, how much is this?" And he goes, "Oh, no charge, because their insurance has already paid for it."
Oh, alhamdulillah.
And literally, the dude came with like professional equipment
Yeah.
that I would know. He had like a special water vacuum cleaner, and there's like a big long thing that he stuck in it. And he went, "Yeah, it's not your fault. There's nothing you can do. You are actually a man." Didn't say that, but in my mind, that bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, sometimes these things just
It does, yeah.
they
No.
can't be what's the word? They can't be coincidence. I
Or
think
explained, yeah,
people
yeah.
people.
So like what I want to say, someone said something once like there's a lot of barakah in the UK, or there's a lot of the UK get a lot of barakah, and I'm just like, why? And it's just like, so the UK, despite whatever we think about the UK and the government and so on and all of this, yeah, the fact that they, let's say, they help the disabled, they help the
Yeah,
needy, like the benefit system, which most countries don't have, like that's like a blessing,
that is,
for those things.
yeah,
And
true.
we just take it for granted. But those freebies we get, and they might be bad quality, but the fact that like someone could be disabled in UK and they will not have to worry about
Yeah.
surviving, whereas that is not the case in majority of the world, yeah. And so there's a lot of barakah in the UK and what the UK does for its people, which we forget about. But I was just like,
Mm,
wow, that's true actually. That's a
that's
good
really
point.
true. Because I suppose it is a form of mercy, and
Yeah.
it is. So there's a famous saying that whichever um, establishment does zulm,
Mm.
right, on the world, it will
Yeah.
never last, right? It will
Mm.
always get broken down by somebody. So I
Mm.
suppose the opposite of zulm is rahmah, right? So
Yeah.
so if you're doing rahmah on people, even if you're
Mm.
not Muslim, then
Yeah.
there's going to be a reward to that. And I think there is, because there
Yeah.
is. I mean, realistically, the UK hasn't really had any money since the Second World War,
No.
right?
No.
But it's still considered one of the top countries in the world,
Actually, that's a really good point. Yeah, considering, yeah, and they still,
considering.
and considering everything, and um, the fact that they are still providing all these benefits to people.
Mm,
And I mean, they're never gonna, well, in our lifetime, it's never gonna go, in that sense. It's just
no,
established. It's just kind of part of the nation. Like we will always do that. Like they will always do that. Do you see what I mean? Um, but yeah,
which
yeah.
is
Even
awesome.
in
Which is
it is
really
awesome.
awesome.
It is
I mean,
awesome.
I'm sure like some percentage take advantage of it,
Of course,
but to
yeah.
some
That's the
extent,
case.
so what, right? I
That's the
hate this
case.
argument that some people take advantage of it, therefore we shouldn't do it anymore. It's like,
Mm-hmm,
no, that's just stupid. The fact that
mm-hmm,
you help so many people, like millions and millions of people,
mm-hmm.
um, that's worth doing. How can that
It
not
is
be worth
worth
doing?
doing.
I don't understand.
I mean, there's lots of flaws in it. There's loads of people who are sitting around not working. I mean, like one of the major statistics. We're going off. I'm going off
Off
task,
piste,
off
off
piste.
piste. I don't know
Is
what that means. I've never been skiing, but
like
I think
how many 18 to 25-year-olds in the UK are not in education or not in employment? That's like your peak of adulthood, 18 to 25. A million are just doing nothing, right? For various reasons. That's a lot of
wish I could
people.
do that. Wish I could do that.
That's a lot of people. And the fact that they are supporting, the government are supporting these people, on one hand, it's terrible. You're just making the nation lazy. But on the
Yeah.
other hand, it's like, wow, that's a big thing that they're doing.
I mean, it's important that people work, right? I'm not really a communist as such, or a socialist even,
Mm,
probably.
mm,
Like, I think people, for a nation to be successful, people need to be
mm-hmm.
like out there doing work or
They
working
need
on
to be, yeah.
something or improving something.
Um,
Um, but I also hate the whole like, oh, I'm a trader, I do crypto, I do this. I just like, it's not, get a proper job, man. It's like providing no value to the world.
that's true. Yeah, that's onto another topic where, like whatever job we do, it needs to kind of provide value to the world, isn't it? Ideally,
Right?
but yeah,
Otherwise, what's the point? It's like,
otherwise, yeah,
I made myself some money, and my kids went to a good school. Great, well done. But how does that help anybody else?
true.
If I'm
Um,
honest, even, and maybe this is slightly hypocritical, but even people who just buy houses and rent them out, like, really making any difference?
that's
Are
what
you?
we're
Are
going
you?
down every single avenue of how to make money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you're
are.
providing someone who can't afford a house, you're giving them a place to stay, like, isn't
Yeah, but
it?
if you didn't buy all these, if all these rental buy-to-lets didn't exist, then house prices would be much less, and they could probably afford houses.
That's a
That's my
bit
theory.
that's stretching a bit far, but yeah, you're right. It's stretching a bit far. I think the mentality and about is always look after yourself, isn't it? And that's
Yeah.
it's not an Islamic thing, but I feel like we have all become like that.
Mm,
There's no communities. You talk about our parents' generation compared to now. Um, don't really look after it. Like we're not
mm.
physically close. We're all living in different places.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, we all need a car and a house and this and that, and it's just like we're all kind of living in our own bubble. I think the fact that I'm going into one now, I think it was genius by the British, like after they left our countries to say, oh, you know what, come to UK, we got jobs, but only come if you're like, you're skilled, you're a
Yeah.
doctor, you're
You know,
this,
so do something.
and then you can come. But what that did was like it took all the best people out of our countries
Yeah.
basically. Um,
But then they didn't, because they also got in anybody who's willing to do work,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that is
yeah.
also a problem because
No, that is a
everybody who
problem.
was left behind
No,
was
no,
like, I'm doing nothing now.
when I say skilled, I mean even those people who did labor
Yeah,
work or whatever, that's
yeah,
still a
yeah, yeah.
skill. You know what I mean? That's still
Yeah, true.
something. Like
Another thing, it's just the fact that they were willing to go. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example of my dad, 1962, right? Someone said to him, not much happening in the village. Why don't you go?
mm, mm,
And we knew some people in London, go there. So this guy from a village who
mm,
could
mm,
barely read and write, didn't know
mm,
English, couldn't
mm,
read or write English properly,
mm, mm,
got on a plane, which he'd never got on in his life,
mm,
flew, 8,000 miles across the world,
mm,
and
mm,
landed in London Heathrow Airport in
mm,
1962.
mm,
With all the
mm.
hippies and the
Yeah, yeah,
LSD and the
yeah.
weed and all that crap going on. There was Mick Jagger and doing this,
Mm,
and Austin Powers going, "Yeah,
mm.
boy, baby," right? And there's my
Just
dad.
Austin
Sure,
Powers is a
Austin
real
Powers
person.
was around in the
Real.
'60s, right?
Okay, yeah,
And
of course, yeah, yeah.
he went to Slough, and I
Mm,
don't blame
mm.
him, but he didn't like Slough because it's Slough.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
he ended in the Mubarak land of Bradford,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there were many people like him, and he got a
Mm,
job. But
mm-hmm.
if there are hardly any people in the world who'd be willing to do that. If I said to you, Reza,
No,
there's
no,
a
no.
job going in Peru,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
or there might be a job going in Peru, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't know anyone there, you can't speak the language, you can't read or
Mm-hmm.
write the language, we're going to pick you up and put you there. You'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
even if they said to you, yeah, but it'd be better for your family, and you might be like, well, I'm
Mm-mm.
sure I can do something here. That is a hard thing to do.
It is, and I think I suppose like Pakistan was a new country, and the fact that so many did that, I'm sure the
Mm.
government must have realized like this is not a good thing. Like so many
No,
leaving,
I
but
don't think they did
on the
because they were
other
sending
hand,
money back, so they were like,
on
yeah,
the
it's all
other
right.
hand, exactly
Yeah,
right, yeah. On the other hand, they're sending so much money back. It's like we can't feed these people, so at least someone else
someone
is.
else. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think the long-term effects of it, we're seeing now where, I mean, you're never gonna go back. Well, actually, maybe I'm just talking for you, but
No,
like,
no, it's not.
I'm very
It'd be
unlikely
very
to go
hard.
back.
I think it would be harder for me to go back than it was for my
Yeah.
dad to go to
Yes.
London in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm now in his
So
position where I can't really read and write Urdu.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
hardly speak it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm kind of cool, so I'd get by, but that's not the
Mm-mm.
point.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
very, very hard for
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
fit into that society because I'm not from there. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah. I know, and I have this like I had this idea of like, what if we like go back and fix it, or we join the British Army and then we go back and just sort them all out.
Easy there, East India, East
No,
India,
we're
Reza.
gonna go back, join the Brit, and then we go back and colonize, but we do it our way. Not,
It, it's double colonization. It's reverse colonization.
yeah, but we'll probably just be used for translation purposes. That's about it. It'll be the same old stuff.
Your taxes अब हमारे हैं.
Yeah, basically.
ये
No,
पैसे हमें दो. We're building a Buckingham Palace over here.
but like no
Yeah, how
matter
would that work? Talk me through
no.
that.
But it's sad. I find it sad. No matter what, how proud people are of like their own countries, like Pakistan, Bangladesh. You go there, people are so proud. They're Pakistani or they're Bangladeshi or they're Indian. They're so proud. But at that moment, if you said, "Here's a UK passport," yeah, they'll be they'll
Yeah.
be
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah.
whatever. What happened
God
to all
bless
your
America.
papers?
Here I go.
And it's sad that that's happened. And then
Yeah.
one scene that always sticks to me is, you remember when the US left Afghanistan? Suddenly
Yeah.
they just jumped up. And you had all these people just jump on the outside of a plane. They were clinging on to the side of a plane.
Yeah. That's mad.
Like, they must know that is 99.9% chance that they're gonna die. But
Well,
yet they'll
some of those people were because they were helping the Americans,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
why they were like, "Get us out of here," because the Taliban will kill us
yeah. And so it was just,
for being treacherous. Which is kind of a lesson to not help the Americans because they will just leave you behind,
and
right? Which is really
yeah,
sad. That's just
yeah,
like what?
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
well, you get,
And
live by the sword, die by the sword, right?
and those
But it's not nice
yeah.
still.
And the pictures of all those massive hang-up jets, planes or whatever,
Yeah.
the people just sitting on the floor, like just they managed to somehow get in on the
Mm.
plane, and his whole family's just bunched up, just sitting on the floor.
Wow.
And then you can see the people clinging on, and you remember the footage where people falling off as the plane's going. There's
Yeah, it's
people
really
just
sad.
like falling off,
Yeah.
and that's how bad people want to leave their countries,
Mm.
like those countries, and it's mad.
Although there are people like I've got some uncles who are
Hmm.
like went and got educated in the
Yeah,
UK
yeah,
and
yeah.
then went, no, we're not. We want to live here. We're going back to
Hmm.
our own countries. We want to live
Yeah,
there.
there's
Um,
definitely a few cases. Yeah.
and there's a part of me that does think if we had stayed there,
Hmm.
what aspects of life would be better? We wouldn't have this not quite fitting in somewhere
Yeah,
feeling that we have. I don't know if you
yeah,
have it, but I do.
yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
don't
100%. Yeah,
quite
yeah,
fit in anywhere, right? You're
yeah,
not
yeah.
quite
No,
because you're not
no.
in the place where your people are,
Yeah, yeah. You're
and
not.
there is
Yeah,
always that, right? So
we're all in like this no man's land now, and
yeah.
that's the way. Yeah. Um.
So I go back to my dad's
Mm,
village, and
mm,
there's cousins,
mm,
and then there are the cousins, and
mm,
the parents' cousins, and there's all
mm,
these other people. And like, okay, so this is like being, and imagine all of the people who are not here now that were
mm,
here
mm.
that we could have grown up amongst, and that is what it must feel like growing up in a tribe. And
100%. Yeah.
I think humans are meant to grow up in tribes, but we don't. We've been
Yeah.
taken away from that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something
Definitely.
about that which obviously we don't support the
Mm,
likes of the reforms, etc. But there
mm.
is something to be said about growing up in a tribe that looks like you and has the same exact cultural identity as yourself. It's
100%.
weird
Yeah.
for me to
Yeah.
say that because there is something about that.
No, there's definitely, yeah, there's 100% there's something like that, and then the other thing is they have this attachment to the soil, where they came from, and I never understood that. I just thought it's soil, but when you think about it, right, if people, our ancestors or that live there, they would grow stuff in that soil and eat
Yeah,
the
and
food from
eat
that
it
soil.
literally. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
they would, farm like animals, cows and stuff, and that would eat from that soil, and they would eat the cow, and literally they are from the soil. And then when they passed
Yeah,
away, our parents, when not sorry, our parents, our ancestors, or whatever, passed away, they'd get buried in that
in
same
that.
soil.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So, and obviously, if you think about it, if
yeah,
all your ancestors are buried in the same soil, eventually you're eating that soil. Like,
yeah,
so this is why they have this attachment to the soil, which,
yeah, yeah. You're right.
we don't understand. But when
It's
you
a
think
really
about it,
good
it's
point.
like, when you think about it, it's like, we don't have that.
No,
We don't have that. Where does our food come from? What soil does it come from? We have no
don't
idea. Do
know.
you know what I mean?
The plastic
Like,
bag soil from Sainsbury's.
is our food even real? I don't even know.
Yeah, no. It's interesting. Like, so you say that, but
Mm,
there's now a graveyard that
mm,
my grandparents are in, my
mm,
parents are in,
mm,
um, and now there's obviously people from my generation
mm.
who have passed away, and they're in that as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
there's three generations in that
Mm.
one graveyard already,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah.
then there's great grandparents who are in the one across like
Mm,
the way. But you're
mm,
right,
mm.
they're in that same soil, they're in that same place, in that same
They
village, and
come
they've
from
lived
that
there for
soil.
yeah, they come from that soil, right?
It's
They've
mad,
eaten.
isn't it?
So my granddad, I only met him because I'm basically the youngest son of the eldest of the eldest, right? So my granddad was a lot older than
Hmm.
a normal granddad would be. So when I
Yeah,
was born, he was already probably in his 80s,
yeah, 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 yeah.
right? So um, but he was like super strong. He would like cut down trees and stuff in his 80s. And so I remember we grew oranges,
Mm, mm,
like
mm,
the Satsuma type oranges. And
mm,
you have these little Satsuma trees, are not very big, they're
mm,
probably about,
mm.
7, 8 foot tall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he would sit me up I mean, I went, I was about 5, and I
Mm,
remember he would
mm,
sit me up in the tree and then say,
mm,
here's eat the oranges. And I was
mm,
thinking, now that you said that, it's weird because he probably had those orange trees for a long time before I was born
mm. Yeah.
and had been eating those oranges and
That's
feeding them to
crazy.
people and his family and
Yeah,
selling them and stuff for a long, long
yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And you're
yeah,
right. They're not the most labor intensive kind of
yeah,
crop,
yeah,
but I'm sure his literally sweat was in that soil.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. You're right. And the science behind it is like it's the same particles going around basically when
Yeah.
you think about it. It's mad. Um, and so, but we're not gonna have that.
No.
We've got some of the soil inside us, obviously particles, and if you scientific point of view and like from a spiritual point of view, there's some of
Yeah.
it inside us. But yeah, and that's we're the last ones, isn't it, when you think about it? Unless you go back. But yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah. And this is the difficult thing. I don't think they're going to go back.
I think us coming over to whatever country and so on, I think it made us materialistic. Like we got material wealth. Like
Yeah.
now, I feel like
Yeah.
materialistically we're all done. All got something out of it. But I think spiritually, I don't know. I'm not sure
So
what to
I've
say.
I've got my mum's sister and her husband and their family went to America, and they ended up of all places in Oklahoma.
Hmm.
So I've been to Oklahoma a couple of three
Mm,
times, 2 times, 3 times, something like that.
mm,
And it's actually really cool. I really liked it.
mm,
It's
mm,
like just wide open spaces and big fields, and
mhm,
it's all
mhm,
very chilled out and spread
mhm.
out. Like you're in the city, but it feels like you're in the countryside in the
Yeah,
UK.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the city. It's like very spread out. Everything's kind of far. And she's like, yeah, it's really interesting. And Hamza, they did really well, right? So
Mm,
they had like they bought petrol stations
mm,
and
mm,
chicken shops and
mm,
all sorts of things and property and stuff. So Hamza, they did really well. So, but I remember my aunt saying, it's really weird. We've come here and we've become a lot more materially well off. We've become a lot
mm,
richer,
mm,
but we're not quite the same as we
mm,
were
mm, mm.
in terms of spiritually as we were in
Yeah, yeah,
Pakistan. We were better off
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Which at the time I didn't get, but I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying, because there's all these sorts of issues that you wouldn't have got in Pakistan,
yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
get in a foreign land, especially where there's too much. The danger of having too much is real,
Oh yeah,
right?
oh yeah,
That's it's actually weird to think about it because it's so much what the world teaches you, that the more you get, the happier you'll be.
well, this is goes back to our, yeah. and then if you look at what's happening recently with the whole Epstein stuff, like they were
Yeah.
all billionaires, wasn't it? They were all
Yeah.
they had everything. They had everything,
Rich as anything, yeah.
rich
But
as
the
anything. But
rotten to the core.
they still weren't clearly weren't happy because they needed
Mm.
more. Well,
Well, I think that's the part of the issue, right? If you
mm,
live in a society which says it's okay,
yeah,
everything's kind of okay, you're all right. There's this moral relativism, which
mm,
is the correct term that Imran would be very happy with me for knowing that.
yeah,
Then you get to a point where you go, right, I'm happy with this for a
yeah,
little while. Oh, but I'm not happy with it anymore. Let's go to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. Where does it end up with? Just some mad perversion, right? And inside them, they probably didn't think they were doing anything wrong, because if they people don't tend to go, oh, I'm doing something wrong. They kind of go, this is okay because of X, Y, and Z.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think people go, right, this is evil. I'm being evil now. They just go,
No,
this is okay, and they make some sort of excuse. They make some reason that this is okay.
there's a lot of conditioning that happens. Like our school system in UK is very much about you need to take care of yourself, you look after yourself.
Mm,
Like there's not much like family community type stuff. It is by name like you should do charity work, but essentially is you're conditioned to like look after yourself, basically.
yeah,
That's what it is. Um, and if you look at Western psychology, it's all about, you know, cut off people that are negative and blah blah blah.
yeah,
It's all
yeah, yeah.
about look after yourself. Um, and I see it in schools, and I'm not, and I think I'm not like making a conspiracy theory or anything, but you see it in schools in the sense that they kind of bring you up, or they bring kids up to think, right, you're gonna be this machine that's gonna work, and you're
Yeah,
gonna work for yourself,
yeah,
okay? And what they do in girls' schools, it's a good thing, you know, they want to, especially in certain areas where there's like a lot of Asians in the girls' school there, because I've been in some of those schools for like training purposes and whatnot.
mm.
I didn't just go to a girls' school, but you know what I mean. Like I've been into
Are you
schools,
sure?
and you see the difference
Reza?
between you see the difference between girls in a mixed school and girls in a girls' school. Girls in a mixed school tend to be a bit more quiet, a bit more timid, because the boys kind of take over
Mm.
in that sense. They're a
Yeah,
bit
yeah, yeah,
loud.
yeah.
Naturally, they're a bit louder.
Bit
They're kind
louder,
of a
yeah.
bit boisterous and so on. And you see girls in a girls' school, and they're completely different. They're very confident. They're very outspoken.
Right.
They're very, and I saw it with my own eyes. And in certain Asian areas, I think they've seen that girls are very timid, you know, because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the culture, because of whatnot. And
Whatever.
then
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
in the schools, they really push this agenda of like, you need to get out there, you need to work, you need to, you know,
Right.
don't, almost like they're saying it without saying it. Don't care what your family says or wants from you. You get out there and you
You go,
do
girl.
really, you go, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you think about marriage when you're about 46 and you're CEO of some
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
company, then you start looking for a husband. Anyway, that's a whole nother
And
story.
then
Anyway.
you don't think anybody's good enough. Well, let's get
Yeah,
into it, right? This is an issue, right? So either the either men need to seriously up their game,
yeah, yeah,
which would be ideal. So the man
yeah,
would be a CEO of some big company as well, which would be
yeah,
great. You know,
yeah.
realistically, people need to go. I think people need to get married earlier.
I think I don't know how we got to this topic. Yeah, yeah, but there needs to be a balance. It should be okay for a woman who wants to be a mom, you know, who wants to stay at home and be a mom. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
our in the West, it's kind of seen as like
Oh,
what,
what's wrong with you?
and it's also
What's wrong? Yeah,
in our culture
yeah,
because it's coming to our Asian culture as well, in
yeah.
the sense that when a woman wants to do that, it's like why, you know,
And
you
the
can
funny
work.
thing is, if a woman has many children or
Mm,
children,
yeah.
people assume that she's not then somehow very well kind
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an exact this particular. My
Mm,
wife has
mm,
4 children, obviously all
mm,
mine,
mm,
and she is a barrister,
mhm, mhm,
right? So in terms of her education or her attainment
mm,
in the
mm,
world,
mm.
that's pretty high,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That's a hard thing to do. Not many people can do that.
Mhm,
I think there's only really one other step above her, which would be a King's Counsel.
mm, mm,
Um, and she's got 4 little kids.
mm, mm.
ranging from 7 to 1.
Yeah.
And if she's like on a UK high street with them being typical little kids, I'm sure people look at her and go, "Oh,
Yeah.
look at this typical Asian lady who's got loads of
She'll-
kids, probably on the benefits." It's
Yeah.
like her like small toe is more educated than your whole family.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know that you get that there's this
Yeah.
stereotyping of people because of they're being mothers or they're being whatever, and I find that really weird. It's really sad.
What's the topic today, by the way? What happened?
I think it was Ramadan.
Oh, is it?
It was going to be, but I think it's more of a free flow topic today.
I think you need to be like strict at the beginning and say this is the topic
Oh,
because we
so
could easily wander off into all sorts of.
What we
places,
spoke about so far, we spoke about a bit of Ramadan, barakah,
soil,
immigration, soil, the homeland, the motherland. I was going to ask you something about the motherland, right? Do you, in your mind, think it'd be more difficult? So let me explain to you, like, so where we come from is like a green pleasant land, right? So it's like 34, 35, maybe extreme 40 degrees in the middle of the summer. Then it has a mad monsoon from about July to September. Rains like mad, thunderstorms every night. It's lovely. But it's very green and pleasant land. So there's fields, there's greenery, there's little streams, there's mountains off in the distance. It is a very nice place to be. You can see why humans are there. It's easy to thrive there. There's everything that you need. There's good soil. There's lots of sun. There's lots of water. Vegetables, fruits, everything grows there, right? Is it harder to go back to Bangladesh? Is it, or is that my imagination of being Bangladesh being quite a tough place physically, or am I talking complete nonsense?
No, I think physically, in terms of climate and weather, it's not. I don't know. It's not. It does get hot. It does get very hot, very humid.
Is it more humid?
Very humid. But you know, if you've got AC, I don't see
Right,
what the issue is. You can no, not everyone has AC, obviously, but if you've got AC, it's not an issue. Certain parts of the south, it floods quite a lot. Probably not practical place to live. But other than that, in terms of physical location and comfort, that's all there. I think the difficulty comes when you have to deal with like the local government or the council or the anything related to that
to the
admin
process
side,
of living,
because they kind of work on bribery basically, because it's corruption, isn't it? It kind of works on bribery, and so we're not used to that. Well, I'm not used I'm not used to that.
No.
Getting by. So that's a bit of that would be really difficult. That's the part that would be difficult. But then again, if you've got enough money, you can pay someone to deal with all of that, isn't it? That's what it is. And relatively speaking, one dirham here is a lot in Bangladesh, in that sense. So is that answer your question? Like,
it does, and I suppose you're saying it's pretty similar in terms of it's a green and pleasant land as well. That's not the issue. The issue is it's and I suppose my like view of Bangladesh is somewhat coloured by the news that you get every year. There's been these big floods, so part of me thinks, oh, is it always flooding? Which it kind of is, but I suppose the whole country's not always flooding. It's just certain parts.
It's the certain parts. Yeah. It does happen.
Okay.
It does happen. But most of the country is under sea level somehow. And it's flat. It's so flat. It's crazy flat.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And then up north it's a little bit more mountainous. That's you're kind of getting close to the Himalayas and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the foot of the Himalayas, isn't it? It's this side.
So. No, it's weather-wise, climate-wise, you can have a good life there. But on a side issue is like these countries that have this pleasant weather tend to make the people a bit lazy.
Spain,
if you
Italy,
think about
Mexico.
all right, well, hold on.
Morocco.
You're gonna turn off like so many people.
All of Greece, right? They don't do anything. Just chill.
Like I'm amazed like how the British Empire formed or how the Brits became so powerful. Like how cold does it get in a winter? Like seriously. And back
Really.
then they had no sense of
Yeah.
like you basically
There's no good old like what do you call it? Global warming then. It was proper cold.
you had to go out and get firewood and get food. Otherwise you're dead.
Yeah.
It was as simple as that.
I'd want to leave. I'd be like, "Oh,
And
this.
then those people in Scotland, they are well hard tough. Kind of
Yeah.
like they're tough for a reason, honestly. Like
They're seriously tough. Do you know what's genius, right? Do you know when the
mm,
British went off and got kicked out of all these countries? Do you
yeah.
know what kind of genius people these are, right? They came up with
Mm,
something called the Commonwealth.
yeah, yeah,
Brilliant idea.
yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
It's like, I know we don't own your lands anymore, but
Mm,
let's just keep the wealth common, right?
mm.
We'll share the wealth. It's like, why did nobody go,
The
what?
Commonwealth. Yeah,
What
exactly.
are you
Yeah,
on about?
it
It's
kind of
our
is, isn't
wealth
it?
now. Bugger off. We kicked you out.
No, it's Commonwealth. Yeah, it's everyone's money now. That's it.
It's not your money. It's ours
Yeah,
now. We took it back. The
yeah.
British are like, no, listen. It's a Commonwealth. Raju, don't worry. It's a Commonwealth. It's still ours. Well, how did they get away with that?
Oh, they got away with
The
a
fact that
lot.
they called it Commonwealth is brilliant. It's just
Yeah, yeah,
genius.
yeah. They
Proper taking the mickey.
and it's still
Imagine
called
that.
that. It's still
It's
called
still called
Commonwealth Games.
Commonwealth.
Yeah, yeah,
But they
yeah,
only seem to have games. It doesn't seem to do much else.
yeah. Well, the fact they got away with calling it Great Britain, like what
Yeah.
other country could just say, yeah,
Because
we're
we're
great.
great. Yeah, we're great. Look at us. Do you know what? If I have another kid, I'm going to call him like Great something. Like, I'm going to call him Abdul. Great Abdul.
Um. So yeah, yeah,
That'd be a good name. That,
yeah.
that, that, that should have really like kicked on to people as well. They call themselves the Amazing. You could call you the Amazing Reza.
Mm. Yeah, why not? Yeah, the British are clever. They're just geniuses in a lot of aspects. They're absolute geniuses. And,
Right. What
mhm.
else? Oh, something we
Yeah.
didn't talk about. Random
Hmm.
one.
Mm.
Igor Tudor. Who is that? And
So,
what does he want?
so I didn't have a clue who he was, and when you start looking into him, you can kind of see actually it was quite a okay decision because but there's no one else out there. Like there's no one
No,
out there at this time.
it was him or
But
Harry, really.
he seems Harry's not coming. He seems. Have you not? Okay, that on that note, right? There's those kind of managers are never gonna get a job anymore. Like Harry or Tim
Yeah,
Sherwood, they're too outspoken. I feel like
yeah.
now managers, there are a few exceptions, but managers generally
They
have to
have to
be
toe the line.
they have to toe the line
Yeah,
in front of the media. They have to kind of say what they're supposed to say. They can't go out and start saying whatever
yeah.
like Harry used to
I
or
want the England job. I know, but the England job's not available, Harry. No, man, I want the England job.
But anyway, no, I think looking at his credentials, he does well in the first few matches. Like he seems to start really well with teams,
Right.
like he sorts them out from the beginning.
Yeah.
But in terms of long term, he's a bit average.
We only
Uh,
got like 12 games, I
12
think.
games, so he seems like the right fit for like 12 games.
I reckon if we need,
Um,
to be honest, I reckon if we win 3, we'll be all right. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
5
I
at
think that's it.
least.
I think
5 at least.
I think 3 matches winning is
If you
enough.
could win 3 games and the Champions League, it'll do a decent job, I think.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
bad.
What did you say? And the Champions League.
Yeah. I think it's doable. These teams are not that good. We beat harder teams like Bodo Glimt last year.
They won. They beat Inter the
Yeah.
other day.
Yeah.
Oh my
They
God.
beat Inter, they beat City,
Everyone
they
laughs
beat
at laughs at their name, but no, yeah.
Juve. They beat Juve.
I think so. Yeah. No, 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 no. Galatasaray beat you.
Oh yeah, Galatasaray beat Juve.
Um,
Yeah. There are some funny names like Young Boys. Young Boys cracks me up. It's like, who named that?
from Nice, nice, and
Nice.
then Brest.
Nice.
Remember Brest?
Well, listen, we're fasting, so let's not go there.
No, I'm talking about the team name. Anyway.
Yes. The REST. No. the other
Yeah.
one.
Oh, not the other one. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of him?
I think he's
Igor?
good. Yeah. He seems like immediately, like for instance, I think there was a thing with Van der Ven, and already he's like speaking well of him, which is right. I mean, if I'm honest, Frank left, and of all of the players, I think only 3 of them left him some sort of message on
Oh, is it?
Instagram, and that is. Whereas when Ange left, literally every single one went, "Oh my God, Ange, love you, man," etc. Where I was like, okay, that's interesting. I mean, even the club captain, which Romero being the club captain, would be normal for him to say, but I don't think Romero liked him at all. I think that's a big problem.
Yeah. And your captain doesn't, yeah.
If the captain doesn't like you, you got an issue.
Yeah.
And I think if we're going to survive and win the Champions League, then we really need to have Romero on side, because he can, really. He's one of the very few players that we've ever had, I think, who can actually change a game. By either by doing something great or by getting sent off.
Yeah.
The fact that Thomas Frank didn't know that you get sent off a lot is really funny. It's like,
I know that again. All of these little things and the Arsenal Cup, all of these little things added up by themselves, they're not much. But when you add them all up, it just doesn't look good.
I mean, that Arsenal Cup thing. If they were 5th or 4th and cruising, well, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It became a big thing. It became another thing that everybody was like, that doesn't know what he's doing.
I was just listening to Stick to Football podcast. Angie's not a documentary, Angie's interview on Stick to Football podcast. It's quite interesting.
Which one is that? Stick to Football? Is that the?
I get confused because there's the overlap. I think that's a separate one, or is it the same one? I'm not sure.
Isn't Gary Neville on both of them?
Yeah.
That's very confusing. You should stick to one. You should stick to one podcast. That's what you should do.
There's too many podcasts. Everyone's doing a podcast now, anyway. But it kind of makes one thing that stood out was his mentality about you need to have fun attacking football and all of this and you need to enjoy yourself and whatnot and all of that, and I just thought that's all great, but
his issue was really simple. He could not organise a defence to save his life,
and he didn't care about it.
It didn't look like that. No one had ever spoken to them and said, "This is what you need to do."
He didn't care, and he said in the interview, he admitted the only time he played defensive was the Europa final.
Yeah,
that was the only time. Otherwise, it was all guns blazing. Just go for it.
That doesn't work. It obviously doesn't work in the Premier League. It doesn't work hardly anywhere. Because it's too easy to play against.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the best manager of our time, which is Pep, or even before that, Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
They were attacking, but they were never thought. No one said they were gung ho because their defense played really well.
Oh my God, yeah, they had some defenders,
right, and they had good defenders, but they defended well, which is different. And I think if you put Alex Ferguson in charge of Wolves, their defense would improve because he knew how to organize the defense. He had 3 things. He knew how to attack, and he had this way of we're going to take it up the wing, we're going to cross it in. Someone's going to score, that was his basic thing. But then he had a really solid way of defending as well. It wasn't as if he was like, don't worry about defending. And then on top of that, he had this like really kind of slightly nasty way of making people work as hard as they possibly could on everything they did. And that is the difference. So I think Ant probably had a bit of that. He had a way of attacking, which was okay, but he had nothing about defense. Like no. And you can't do that. And you can't win things like that in the modern game or any game because it just doesn't make sense. It's not possible. So our best manager in local in recent times, Pochettino, is also the person who had the best defense. We had the best defense in the league at that time. With Alderweireld and Vertonghen and Walker and surprisingly Rose.
It's crazy, like when those times where we were disappointed if we were 6th or or 5th.
6th, rubbish.
And it's like we never went down to 10th, like below on the bottom half. Like that never happened. Bottom half of the table. And now for the last 2 seasons, it's just been like I don't even see the top half now. Like, what's the point? It's mad. So something needs to change.
It is the manager situation. I think we need a solid manager. I don't think the players are that bad. If they get what's his name? The attacking midfielder, James Maddison back.
Oh yeah.
and we get Dejan Kulusevski back, and
Yeah.
Solanke doesn't get injured,
Yeah.
then
I
we're all
think
right.
the full squad would be amazing with Simmons. I know he hasn't done much, but when you
Yeah,
watch matches,
he's actually
he d-
very
he d- he
talented.
he's very talented. He tries really hard. He's had so many really good shots at goal,
Yeah,
and they haven't unfortunately gone in. But when one goes in, it
he's gonna
would be an
get. Yeah,
amazing goal.
he's gonna
Um,
be very. His confidence is probably not
he's
100% at the
got a
moment.
shot on him. He's got a proper shot. But yeah, he's a real talent. Um, And yeah, I think this Arsenal match on Sunday is massive. Now that
Yeah.
Arsenal have had a wobble, or they're having a wobble, it's bigger. It's bigger for them.
If
And
some sort of by some sort of miracle Tottenham win this game,
oh my God.
all is forgotten. All is forgotten.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we're
Yeah,
good.
keep him for the next season. Hang on. No,
Yeah. Well,
but
I
it.
think the way forward is clear. Keep him to the end of the season. He does really well. He probably gets a payoff for keeping us up.
Mm, mm.
And then they bring Poch in,
Yeah, yeah. That would be
which
ideal.
is. But
That
do
would
you
be
know the
ideal.
whole Poch thing? The issue is they need to give him free reign in terms of going right. You are allowed to buy
Yeah, yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much anybody you want for the next
yeah.
2-3 seasons. Because without
Hmm.
that, there's no point in bringing him back. He's not like a miracle
Yeah.
worker.
No,
I mean,
no,
last time we
no.
did well, we had a really good first team, but some
Yeah.
of that really good first team was because we had Harry Kane,
Hmm.
and he
Yeah.
scored like 30 goals in the season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. That was yeah.
And we got a little bit lucky with the likes of Son
Hmm.
and Ericsson, and we got very lucky with Dele Alli.
Hmm.
Dele
Yeah,
Alli was
yeah,
absolutely like,
yeah.
what's his name? What's the guy from Real Madrid?
Huh?
Jude Bellingham. He was as
Oh
good as
yeah.
Jude Bellingham, like for those
Oh, okay.
3
Yeah,
seasons. He
yeah,
was.
yeah,
If you look at his
yeah,
figures, it's like
yeah, yeah.
he scored more goals than I think he was up there with Lampard. He'd scored more goals than any other midfielder at his age,
Wow.
and more assists, I think.
Wow.
Uh,
What a downfall, yeah.
like for the first 3 seasons until he was about
Mm,
22,
mm, mm,
and then Mourinho came and messed him up.
mm, mm.
And now he's about 27, 28, and probably won't ever play again
Yeah,
unless
what
Pochettino comes back to Tottenham, and then
what?
Pochettino brings him back. Pochettino's going to do it. Hey, Dali, we're getting the team back together. Is that Spanish? That's not Spanish. That's not a very good accent.
That's very Italian. Mario. It sounds like you sound like Super Mario there.
Oh, yeah, that's Mario. How do you do a Spanish accent?
I'm not into accents.
Okay, I'm not accents. ¿Qué pasa? No, that's not ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa in Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go to Peru. Definitely, you could go to Peru.
I
Right,
I
on that
teach.
note, go on.
Oh,
Sorry,
just
say what you
no. I
say.
was gonna say on that. Yeah, I teach a student who's from Peru, partly from Peru. Funnily
That's
enough, yeah.
weird.
And like, I was just like, who's a famous Peruvian? He couldn't come up with anyone, and then eventually I did find. Looked online. Then there's
Who
not
is
that
it?
many. Paddington Bear. That's the most famous
Oh,
Peruvian could come
not a
up
real
with.
person. It's neither of them. It's not real or a person.
He's the most
Hold
famous
up.
though.
Come on, let's do a quick before we go.
I
Famous
did look it up.
people with dyslexia from Peru. Right.
There's no one you
Mario
know.
Vargas Llosa, which I've never heard of. Gaston
Yeah,
Acura, never heard of.
never heard of. Yeah,
Javier Perez de Cula, no. Sofia
no.
Milanovic. Mario Testino. I've heard of Mario Testino.
Is it? Oh, okay.
He is a photographer who takes pictures of women. Only that.
Okay. Oh, you would. All right. No, I'm not saying anything.
Tupac
Anyway,
Amaru the second. Using Ramadan fasting. Nah, there's none.
there
Can't
was
think of
a
a footballer. Think of a
yeah,
Mexican, Peruvian footballer.
Chilavert, that goalkeeper that used to take free kicks. I think I've just remembered now.
Oh yeah.
From
Okay.
I can't remember which World Cup.
Yeah. They had a famous person called Tupac. It's pretty cool. Tupac Amaru the second. He doesn't look like the Tupac that we know about. He's an author. He looks like a Native American though. It's very Native American. It's called there's a thing called the Revolt of Tupac Amaru.
Mm-hmm.
Right, homework is to look at the Revolt of Tupac Amaru the second. Right, okay. Have a good
Okay.
week. I'll catch you
All right.
later.
You too.
All right,
Okay. Bye.
message me your names.
Yes.
I
All
will
right. We'll
start
do,
doing
inshallah.
things with them. All right, bro.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, man.
Catch you later.
Alaikum salam. Bye.
Bye.